Hi, I'm Nick Ross for iTWire. I'm with Lawrence Michael, who's the CEO of Rackcorp, which is Australia's own cloud services provider, and it's been established since before the major hyperscalers. Okay, so what is Rackcorp?
Rackcorp's a cloud infrastructure company. We provide cloud resources for businesses to connect to services through data centers in different regions in Australia and also in different parts of the world.
So how does Rackcorp compare to the traditional hyperscalers?
So Rackcorp provides a lot of the resources that those hyperscalers would provide: cloud computing, storage services, network services. But we provide them in a lot of the locations that they're in, but also other locations, such as in different capital cities throughout Australia, regional areas in Australia, and some other countries, especially in emerging markets where there's limited access to infrastructure, such as Philippines, Thailand, Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan even.
And so how important is it to be Australian? The data sovereignty was a huge talking point a while ago. Is that still a major thing?
I think it's becoming more important. People are starting to realize that data sovereignty, security, where is your data located, who's looking after your data, these questions are not just questions in the background anymore, but the first types of questions people are asking now as to which services they're going to be provided, which services are going to be provided by which company, which jurisdiction that company falls under, what's the location of the data center, where that data is going to be stored, and so forth.
A huge talking point at the moment is cloud spending getting out of control, and we've got topics like FinOps and cloud financial management becoming increasingly important. How does Rackcorp help in these areas?
Sure. Well, a lot of the clients that we've been onboarding recently have been moving away from the hyperscalers because of this very reason. Costs are getting out of hand. Costs that they anticipated aren't the costs that are actually being received by them every month. So what they call bill shock. Every month is a different price and it keeps going up. What we do for clients is we have fixed pricing models where clients understand what the expected costs are and they stay that way.
It's Rackcorp's 20th anniversary coming up. What's changed in that time, and where have you come from and where are you going?
Well, it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years next month, actually. So I guess we started in, like all great stories, in the back of our place in a garage in Sydney. Two-man company. We expanded from Sydney into Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, New Zealand, and then as the demand grew for services we were providing to our clients, we were able to open in the US, in Germany, in some other areas in Europe, and in the UK. In the last 10 or so years, we've been focused on Asia, and Southeast Asia in particular, where we've been able to deploy cloud infrastructure locally in the Philippines, in Thailand, Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong, Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan, and a few other countries that we're managing at the moment. Where we're going, we have a few more countries on the roadmap in the near future. In the next 12 months, we're hoping to finalize our agreements in Sao Paulo in Brazil and also in Vietnam. And in the next 2 to 3 years, we'll be expanding through UAE and Saudi Arabia.
And what type of clients do you have?
For cloud, every type of client, every type of industry requires some sort of cloud services. So the clients that we look after, primarily through our partners, are across all industries. Some of the more focused clients and where we provide a lot of the benefit of the clients that have highly critical infrastructure or highly critical services that they're running, that they need to guarantee that there's an ability to have a reliable service. So we provide critical infrastructure for companies like payment processors, some of the banking systems, insurance companies, even at the government level, I can't really say some.
You don't have to name them, don't worry. But how would they actually deal with you? Do you deal direct with them or like through the channel?
most of our work is through partners. So MSPs, channel partners, is where 90+% of our work is facilitated through. There are some clients who work with us directly, and that's normally governments of Australia, different states, and also governments of different countries, where they need to be able to deal directly with the vendor. But otherwise, it's mainly through the channel.
Okay. And what would you like to say to any new potential partners?
If you're having difficulty managing the costs and the services from some of the cloud providers you're currently using, get in contact with us, find out how we can help you, how we can bring down some of those costs, give you some access to localized services, meet some of the security requirements that you may be facing some obstacles with, especially in terms of jurisdiction of data, not only where the data is stored, but if the data is being managed by a foreign entity where it falls under a foreign jurisdiction, then data sovereignty is an issue. So we're happy to discuss and support any partners who need to be able to meet certain obligations in terms of compliance and regulations at the government level, and also for their own clients to give them peace of mind, assurance and confidence that the data that they're storing is, number one, safe, number two, it's known where it is, number three, it's known who is actually managing and monitoring it.
Okay, Lawrence, Michael, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick.